Hello, good evening, and welcome to the Virtual Racers Club. How you all doing? You alright? We're here with our Tuesday evening series, the Super GT for round 2 at Autopolis. A quick rundown of our Super GT Championship is it's based on the Japanese Super GT Championship. The 2016 Group 2 cars used Honda, Lexus and Nissan. They have two 40-minute races in race 1. It's mandatory to use the super softs and mediums, and they have to use them for at least 5 laps in the race. In race 2 they have to use the racing soft tyres and racing hard tyres, and again they have to keep them on for at least 5 laps. The tyre wear is at times 6, the fuel rate is at times 3. Race 1 will be at a standing start. Race 2 is a rolling reverse grid. The round 1 was bonkers at Fuji. It was absolutely fantastic. We have a quick 3-lap stint race to determine the grid, and the start of the starting grid is reverse of the championship. So let me quickly try and kill 2 birds with 1 stone, telling you what the qualifying grid will be excuse me, and what the championship rundown is. So on pole for the rolling start of qualifying is Jokus on 5 points in his Nissan, looking absolutely tidy. Forum Engineering, fantastic stuff. Gonna make you all dizzy now and spin you right round. This hasn't been scripted or anything, so it's quite rough. And second on the rolling start is the Mika Wivery on 8 points, also in a Nissan. Spin you quickly round. Oh, this grid walk's going to take a while, isn't it? Sorry guys. Third on the grid is Jim One Wise on 11 points, so there's nothing in it. Everyone's got something to fight for. He's in the Honda. Fourth on the grid, spin that camera around, boy, is Guesty on 12 points, only 1 point behind Jim One Wise. Also in the Honda. In-house fighting there from the Honda boys. Okay, coming around to 5th on the grid is Noxie in the Lexus. He is on 15 points. And that is one tidy looking car, I think we can all agree. Oh, it's stunning. He might win my livery of the season, or I have to take note of that for the end of season votes. Up next is Homesick Alien, 6th on the grid with 18 points in the Nissan. And we saw last week those Nissans got through their tyres a lot quicker than the Honda and the Lexus. So we'll see how they fare here at Autopolis. Lots of corners. Here we have a Lexus of Matt Psycho on 20 points, just 2 points ahead of Homesick in the championship. Great stuff. A bit quicker. Oh god, it's slow. I'm so sorry. We won't do this next round. I'll just do a quick flick down. So after Matt Psycho in 8th is Stevie Styler on 21 points, just 1 point behind Matt Psycho. So the championship after 1 round is so tight between these cars. He's in a Lexus also. Spin that bad boy around. It looks like it's having a struggle, isn't it? And here we can see 9th on the grid is Jam in his Honda. Jam on 22 points. Looks cool, that Repsol. Fantastic stuff. Spin her around. Then next up we have a Gazman, 10th on the grid. 23 points, just 1 point behind Jam. Shocking. That looks cracking, that car. Very busy. The Honda looking great. Then next up, Liam is in the table with 31 points, Liam Anfield, but he's found himself a little race ban from the stewards for not adhering to some of the rules, not just in this championship but through all the championships, so he's been asked to sit this one out. He's a very naughty boy. So 11th on the grid is IR Graham on 36 points. that Zingray car. I mean, that Zingray livery comes on and on every time he puts it on a different car. It really does. It's starting to really pop that. So 12th on the grid we have Kale, also on 36 points, the same as IR Graham in his Lexus. Again, this is just a grid for the qualifying, for a 3-lap qualifying race. I'm sorry it's taking its toll in time. Then in 13th we have Racer Brown, top of the table on 40 points. He had a great round the last round, but qualifying is going to be tough for him, finding his way through all of these very fast cars. He's also in the Lexus. And Darren Salmon missed the first round, so he has 0 points, and he's got to start at the back. But I've got to say, his Nissan looks absolutely classic. Very nice, very nice. So that's taken a while. Let me crack on and show you what happens in the 3-lap qualifying race. Okay, let me press play, get to the front, watch Jocus there, lead them away. Get myself bedded in. It's a rolling start, so they'll just crawl around to the start finish line. It's a tricky track, this one. It's always loads of corners at Autopolis, and the next corner is trickier than the corner he did before, so it's just ever getting more difficult as the lap goes on. There we go, he's getting up to speed now, Jokers, to lead them away. Jokers at top of the pile, ahead of Mika Wivery, who's ahead of Jim One Wise. Guesty there in 4th, Noxie. They've got a bit of a good run, these guys at the back, to get a tow into the first corner. No dilemmas in the field. Mika Wivery's taken the lead, it seems, from Guesty. Guesty also getting past Jokers. Jokers was fairly great in that first corner. Now Mika Wivery leading the way for the pole position. Guesty in 2nd. Jokers down to 3rd, with Homesick Alien up into 4th. Noxie in 5th. Matt Psycho in 6th. Stevie Styler in 7th. Jam is in 8th. Gazman down to 9th. IR Graham in 10th. Then 11th is Kale. 12th Racer Brown. Darren Salmon. Oh, Jim One Wise seems to have dropped down a bit there. Jim One Wise, he started himself in 3rd place, so yes, no, dropping down the grid order a lot there. Mika Wivery still leading, but looks like Guesty trying to make a move. There's some action down the back. I'm sure we've seen a clash together. Stevie Styler and Jam, maybe. They look like they're further back. We'll have a quick look. Oh dear, there was a few cars involved here. So it looks like a Noxie was on the outside there. Jam just up the inside of Stevie Styler, and Noxie just trying to avoid him, had to take off to the track. So a little bit of action in qualifying. Mika Wivery still vying for that pole position ahead of Guesty, but Guesty's putting on some pressure with Homesick Alien up to 3rd now, but Joker's coming back at Homesick Alien. There's a cluster of cars up the front here, with Matt Psycho trying to throw his hat into the fight, and Gazman not that far behind. Let me get rid of that. I think they all qualify on super soft tyres. I know they have to qualify on the tyre they start the race with. So yes, there's Guesty, he's got past Mika Wivery, and now Homesick Alien are trying to do the same. Matt Psycho up to 4th, so Joker's down to 5th now, struggling to keep maintaining with these top cars. Gazman in 6th with IR Graham 7th. They're going either side of Joker's into that first corner, and that first corner is a real hard corner to get around. Joker's trying to take a defensive line, but IR Graham going around the outside, managing to do it, but Gazman staying behind Joker's. Up ahead then Guesty pulling away from Mika Wivery with Homesick Alien, but Matt Psycho's trying to make a move on Homesick Alien into the right-hander, but Homesick Alien's got him seen off. IR Graham now up into 5th with Gazman in 6th. Racer Brown has made his way through the field up into 7th. Joker's dropping down into 8th. Darren Salmon up into 9th. Noxie down into 10th with Stevie Styler and Jam. Oh, Kale's down there with them as well, and well, Kale qualified down there. He's on the super softs. I mean, he was placed down there because he's leading, he's up there in the championship. He started in 12th, so he's dropped a position. But Guesty then leading the way, coming around to the tight section of the track. Downhill into that right-hander, but makes the car quite unsettled. Guesty, oh, Matt Psycho and I.R. Graham. Homesick Alien, we've had some action here. I should just give it a tick-tock back, see what's happened. So, Mika Wivery, we knew, was in second place. I've jumped back about 40 seconds. And there, it looks like Homesick Alien. Oh, did we see that move earlier? I think we did. Oh, no. Well, whatever move between Homesick Alien and Mika Wivery, let Matt Psycho through and I.R. Graham. Mika Wivery staying in fourth. Homesick Alien down to fifth. Maybe he lifted. Felt there was contact. Racer Brown already up into sixth. Gazman seventh. Darren Salmon up into eighth. Great track for the Darren Salmon at the moment. Mika Wivery's gone wide, and now Homesick Alien is up into fourth position. So far, your grid is looking like Guesty in the lead. Matt Psycho second, but I.R. Graham wants that second spot off of Matt Psycho. Then Homesick Alien in fourth, with Racer Brown in fifth. Mika Wivery down to sixth, but she's going off the road. Can Gazman do something about it? He's going around. They're side by side, going through the tight section, up the hill. No, Gazman tucks in behind Mika Wivery and waits for another opportunity to present itself. Side by side, maybe. No. Oh, yes. Side by side, and he's through in the Honda on the Nissan. Gazman up into sixth place. Mika down to seventh. Darren Salmon in ninth place. Oh, Noxie there in eighth. Darren Salmon in ninth. Jam in 10th with Stevie Styler in 11th. Kale 12th. He's got ahead of Jim Wise and Jokers. So there we see Guesty on his final lap, pulling away from Matt Psycho, but Matt Psycho's giving himself a gap from I.R. Graham. Homesick Alien securing his fourth place, but Racer Brown getting ever closer in that Lexus. He really has got the handle of that car as Racer Brown. We saw at Fuji, he had a great round. So Mika Wivery in sixth, ahead of Gazman still, but there's a queue behind her, with Noxie catching her up and Darren Salmon. So at ninth, sixth place is still anyone's in this race. Further back, Kale's up into 10th. Up into 10th is Kale. He's got himself ahead of Stevie Styler. Oh, Jam's dropped really far back into 14th now. Something. Oh, and then there's someone else spinning. There's Jokers. Jokers having a spin in the qualifying stint. Here comes a Guesty to secure his pole. There's no one near him. Matt Psycho's too far back to do anything by now, I'm sure. I.R. Graham there. Homesick Alien in fourth. Racer Brown still in fifth. Gazman has got past Mika Wivery. Then Mika Wivery in seventh. Noxie trying his hardest, and Mika Wivery's off. Did Noxie give her a little gentle push? I don't know. It'll have to be one for the stewards. Kale up into 8th, so going and following the lead car. Oh no, we're not. Oh, sorry, I've touched something I shouldn't have touched. So Guesty pole, Matt Psycho in 2nd, I.R. Graham 3rd, Homesick Alien in 4th, Racer Brown in 5th, Gazman in 6th, Kale in 7th, Stevie Styler in 8th, Mika Wivery in 9th. I'm pausing it just in case. Mika Wivery in 9th, and Noxie in 10th, with Darren Salmon in 11th, Jim Wise in 12th, Jam. Oh, I've got time. Jam coming around to finish in 13th, and Jokers 14th. I think he's having a spin at the moment. So Guesty on pole for Honda. How exciting! Honda getting to start in the manufacturers. I forgot to mention, manufacturers is quite important. Top 3 cars of that team score points. The Lexus leading the way on 106 points, with Honda in 2nd on 77 points and Nissan in 3rd on 62 points. So Honda, this pole is great for them. 2nd place for Matt Psycho. Oh, rubbish. Yeah, 2nd place for Matt Psycho. I think he's in the Lexus. 3rd for I.R. Graham in the Nissan. 4th for Homesick Alien. Racer Brown in 5th. Gazman in 6th. Kale 7th. Stevie Styler in 8th. 9th for Mika Wivery. 10th for Noxie. 11th for Darren Salmon. Jim Wise in 12th. Jam all the way back there in 13th. And Jokers in 14th. Jam did not have a very good qualifying session, to say he started 9th. Before that rolling start. Oh, Racer Brown in the chat, you are an early bird, saying good morning thingy. Hello. So we'll come out of that now. I won't hang about for... Oops, we're in replays, sorry. For Jokers to get back to the line. And then we'll move into race 1. No double races here, so it looks like no red flags. Straight on. What, with the first corner here at Autopolis, I would have assumed a red flag. For sure, for show. So, while that's loading up, I'll remind you, it's a 40-minute race with the use of super softs and mediums. I'm pretty sure in qualifying, though, it looked to me like everyone had opted for the super softs, so we're all starting on super softs, but they will have to do at least 5 laps on the medium tyre. Tyre wear is times 6, fuel rate is times 3. And we're going to be in for a cracking race. I know a couple of the guys in this have got Acelith design wheels, and they say they're extremely comfortable and great to use. And if you go to our website www.virtualracersclub.co.uk, we have a link to Acelith design, so you can take a look for yourself for modded wheel needs. They are cracking. Hey man, we're waiting for a game to load up. I might as well get out the sell the wares as I can, like our other friends. Lovely stickers. And they gave us a competition prize that for a livery contest we ran a little way back, and yeah, they provided the stickers for us. I think he had a Fantech, but I'm not sure. But they do Fantech, they do G29, they do all of them. So if you look on lovely stickers, you might see, and you know me, I think I'd go with the old Marlboro design, the old McLaren red and white. But they've got all sorts. Although I keep seeing this Repsol cars come up in this VRC. These Homesick Alien ran one in WRX Challenge, and now with Jams Honda in this championship, I'm quite liking that Repsol sponsorship. So I might get one of them for my G29. Treat myself. Why not? And our other friends, Heel Tread, they've got a massive 50% sale at the moment, so it's well worth going and having a look at them. Treat yourself to a new set of socks. They look swoosh. They most certainly do. When you're racing away, if you like to race in socks, them Heel Treads are just perfect. You can feel the pedals, lovely. I don't think I've got any other information to tell you. I should have dragged out the Constructors' Championship a little bit longer, shouldn't I? Telling you like who was where. Yeah, Lexus is at the top with, what was it, 90 points? Oh, I can't remember now. I've closed my phone. Such a pain. Yeah. So Lexus top of the pile with 106 points. I apologise. I don't know where I got 90 points from. Honda in second on 77 points, and Nissan in third on 62 points. Now we're ready for race 1. This is going to be some exciting stuff right here. 40 minutes. Don't go anywhere. Excuse me, for round 2 of the Super GT Championship, run on a Tuesday night here at the Virtual Racers Club. And like I said, round 1 was a doozy. It was cracking stuff. We had a great time. And now we're ready for round 2 at Autopolis. So Guesty saw getting pole, Matt Psycho second, IR Graham a third, Homesick Alien fourth, Racer Brown fifth, Gasman, that's your lot, misses. Let's get rid of those and get to see Guesty on pole. Nice long shot, is that? Oh yeah, we can look at the front. Waiting for the lights to turn to get this race underway. 40 minutes of beautiful racing goodness in these Group 2 cars, and there goes the Honda pulling away. We know the Lexus pulls away well, and it already looks like the Nissan taking the lead. The Nissan taking the lead on the outside, but Guesty's got the inside line, but no, Homesick already enough far ahead. Brilliant move there. IR Graham, Homesick was down in 4th, wasn't he? So a great start from Homesick Alien. Matt Psycho down to 4th. with Gazman in fifth. It looks like they've all got through the first corner, lovely and smooth. Oh, someone, Jam's on the outside there. Jam understood. Oh, Jam giving someone a knock. He gave Mika Wivery a little bit of a knock there. Oh, that looked tough. And then Mika Wivery down into 14th straight away. So Homesick Alien taking the lead ahead of Guesty, Matt Psycho and IR Graham fighting it out, but Matt Psycho getting ahead of IR Graham in the Nissan. Oh, IR Graham started on the medium tyres. Did he qualify on those? He must have done. Amazing. So IR Graham on the medium tyres, already struggling against these stickier tyres there. Stevie Styler in 5th with Gazman in 6th. They're all on the super softs. Racer Brown there, he's already up into 7th place with Noxie on the mediums. Kale also on the medium tyre there. Jam also going for medium tyres. I didn't even notice these are medium tyres there for Darren Salmon. Jim One Wise on the super softs. Jokus on the mediums. And Mika Wivery on the super softs, but she is, whoa, quite a way back now. Homesick Alien trying to make hay then while he leads, and so Guesty trying to stay along with him. Matt Psycho, they're on a different strategy than IR Graham, and IR Graham just trying to stay with them. Stevie Styler only just ahead of Gazman. Gazman trying to get the toe into the first corner. He's pulled back into the toe. Meanwhile, Racer Brown just tucked up behind them in 5th, 6th and 7th. You see, all Racer Brown late onto the brakes. Did he affect Gazman? No, Gazman still gets through the corner. All gravy. There is a Noxie in 8th place in that super sexy looking car, and Kale 9th just behind him. Both of those running their medium tyre compound early on in this race. Jam also on the medium tyres into 10th place. There is Darren Salmon in 11th with Jim One Wise in 12th. He missed the first round, so oh no, not Jim One Wise, Darren Salmon, sorry, missed the first round, so he's got to get acclimatised. Jim One Wise hunting him down in that Honda with Jokus in 13th, and Mika Wivery still trying to make up ground. And then Homesick Alien still leading the way. We're on lap 2 now, and Guesty is still ahead of the Lexus of Matt Psycho. IR Graham dropping back from these guys on his medium tyres, and Stevie Styler on the super softs catching him up, but he's got Racer Brown and Noxie going side. Oh no, Gazman and Racer Brown going side by side behind him. Racer Brown's dropped back behind Gazman with Noxie just there in 8th. He's on the medium tyres as well, remember, trying to keep up with these guys. So the longer that IR Graham can hold these up behind him is better for Noxie, Kale and Jam. They will be loving the sight of those cars up ahead, stuck behind 4th place. IR Graham on his medium tyres, but when they get to the straight, then it's going to be floodgates opening up, I believe. Stevie Styler looks like he's dropped behind Racer Brown. Well, definitely dropped behind Gazman and maybe a Racer Brown as well, but maybe he dropped behind to get the toe. There's a hustle and a bustle between all three to get through. Gazman and done a fine job. Oh no, Gazman really off. Oh dear, what has happened? IR Graham has had a bash. Was that Gazman? Did he misjudge the toe? Everything looks okay. Oh, it's just a slight nudge, and it's just unsettled IR Graham and put him into the barrier and down into 10th, 11th, 12th. Oh, and there's Gazman awaiting. He obviously acknowledges that was his fault. Oh, both of their races ruined. But Homesick Alien, meanwhile, Guesty staying ahead of Matt Psycho. These three are on the super softs. Stevie Styler now, he's got some ground to make up. He's also on the super softs to catch these guys up. And Racer Brown, we've seen his pedigree from round 1, and he can drive these Group 2 cars like no one else can. It's amazing stuff here. There is Kale in 6th on the medium tyres with Noxie and Jam fighting it out with Noxie. So Kale's got past Noxie so far, and now Jam is trying to find a way past also. Chasing down Noxie. Let's get in car, it's a lot better. There we go. Sitting on board with Jam. We're not even 5 minutes into this race yet. We're only on lap 3, and we have had plenty of action already. Seeing Mika Wivery off on lap 1 with a coming together with Jam. And then we see IR Graham and Gazman having some coming together also. And now we can see Jam in 8th spot, hounding Noxie to get past him and move up a place. These are all clad on the medium tyres. Jam got 4th and 10th in the last round. I'm not sure how far back Liam Anfield got moved, so the results I've got on paper are the ones before the stewards. Right, let's get out of the car here. Nothing as much is happening. Homesick Alien. Oh, Matt Psycho. Matt Psycho has got ahead of Guesty, but Guesty looks like he's ready to come back. We're on lap 4 at the moment. Tyres still looking okay, and we're getting through the fuel quite pleasantly. There is Racer Brown. He's ahead of Stevie Styler. So Racer Brown getting ahead of Stevie Styler. We've lost someone for that little group, have we not? No, was it I.R. Graham? And Gazman, yes, of course it was. So Kale, top medium runner at the moment, and the guys ahead of him aren't getting away. His fastest was a 38.6, and Guesty's fastest a 38.1. Homesick Alien, he's managed a 37.9, but a 38.5, so a 37.4 for Matt Psycho, but a 39 on his last lap. So, do you know, it's probably better to put that medium tyre on first when you've got the heavy load, because the super soft guys can't run away from you with those heavy car loads, and their tyre wear is a lot higher. Because so far, oh, Kale having a massive off as we were just glorying him up, and there goes Jam and Noxie. Noxie up into 6th place. He did a 140.6 on his last lap. Where am I going? 7th Jam, yeah, 140 as well, but he is stuck a little bit behind Noxie. Very twisty track here. Very twisty track. Kale then rejoining in 8th spot, ahead of Jim One Wise in the Honda, who is ahead of Gazman. Gazman coming back through the traffic after he's coming together with I.R. Graham. Darren Salmon is in 11th, just about to get towed by I.R. Graham. I.R. Graham, can he make it stick? He's there, and he's got it. He's back behind Gazman, chasing him down. In 12th, obviously, Darren Salmon. 13th is Jokers. Mika Wivery slowly catching him up. She's doing 41.3, 41.7 on those super softs. Jokers having an off, so there goes Mika Wivery. Mika Wivery moving up into 13th place. The comeback has started now. So, Matt Psycho's in the lead. Matt Psycho has gone past Homesick Alien. Sorry, I didn't see it happen. Here we go. It was down the start. He must have got the tow. He must have got a great tow on lap 6 or the beginning. No, we've already started. It's lap 5, sorry. So, he got a tow, followed him through the first corner. Homesick Alien a little bit out there on the dirt, and Matt Psycho just slipping up the inside of the Alien. Don't often see mistakes by the Alien, so a rare occasion we've witnessed there indeed. Racer Brown up into 3rd place. He's also got past Guesty. I can't rewind everything. It's a 40-minute race, and we're only 7 minutes into it. So, well, just trust me, it was a fantastic move. I think he drafted him into the first corner, did Racer Brown, ahead of Guesty, but it looks like Guesty's tyres, that Honda, it might be hurting its tyres a little bit more. There's Stevie Styler on the Lexus. Noxie, who was I talking about? Guesty. I think I said Guesty, I never know. They both end up with E, so I get confused. Stevie Styler, Super Softs, Noxie, he's on the mediums, the top medium runner, he's ahead of Jam. Where did Kale? Oh, we saw Kale spinning off, but only back to 8th. He lost 2 positions. He's in a good position so far, good tyres. He's not that far behind the 2 ahead of him. Oh, Jam really been hounding Noxie for most of this race. Great stuff there. There is Kale in 8th place on his medium tyres. Jim One Wise in 9th on the Super Softs for Honda. Gazman 10th, trying to come back through the traffic on the Super Softs. In 11th we have I.R. Graham. Not used to seeing him down there. He's on the medium tyre as well. So as soon as he gets rid of those medium tyres, maybe at the end of this lap, who knows? They only have to have them for 5 laps, and there comes Homesick. Homesick is sick of his tyres. He's come in to change them, as well as Guesty. Guesty, we did note that his tyres were looking quite old. Matt Psycho staying out there, his tyres looking absolutely light and fluffy in that Lexus. The Lexus not hurting the tyres at all. Same for Racer Brown. Stevie Styler, he's also in the Lexus. See the Lexus, there's a pattern here. The Honda there. No, it's also another Lexus, but he's on the medium tyres, up into 4th place for Noxie. The Honda of Jam on the medium tyres also, up into 5th place. This is working out very well for those medium runners. Kale looks like he's struggling. He's just lost a position to Homesick Alien. Homesick Alien back out on those super soft tyres. They can only manage 5 laps, it seems. It's a bad show for the Nissans. The Lexuses already leading this championship. Look like they've got an advantage with tyre wear. And that Nissan hungry. Kale in 7th, still on those mediums, running round. Guesty, he also pitted. He's put the medium tyres on. He's going for his medium run now. Gasman in 9th, he stopped. He's put some super softs on. And Jim One Wise, he stayed out on those super softs. IR Graham in 11th on the medium tyres still. No, he also came in. He did his minimum 5 laps. And now he's back out there on those super softs. Darren Salmon also went in, got those super softs on. And Mika Wivery, she's carrying on with her super soft. Jokus looks like he's pitted also and put on some fresh tyres. Wow, Matt Psycho then carrying on. The Lexus boys, how long do these tyres do last? Now there they go, that's the answer. One more lap. Racer Brown and Matt Psycho both in. Stevie Styler also coming in. Does Noxie stay out on those medium tyres? Does he get rid of them? He stayed out. Interesting, but it looks like Matt Psycho's going to get out on the track. No, he hasn't. Noxie has taken the lead with Jam in 2nd, the medium runners. Is it the way to go? Run on mediums. Matt Psycho, he's put the super softs on. He's back out in 3rd. Homesick Alien just missing out with the earlier pit stop on Matt Psycho. Racer Brown not far behind. There we see Guesty, he's dropped behind that pack a little bit, and Stevie Styler starting to put him in, but Stevie Styler's been in, he's put the medium tyre on, so Stevie Styler opting to go for that medium run, and he's got Gasman not too far behind on the super softs on a push, so Stevie Styler will be finding that Gasman will be catching him up with him pretty soon. So Noxie, there you go, leading the race. He's on the medium tyre. How far will he have to go? You only have to do 5 laps, so he's hit his mandatory 5 laps. Jam also, and there you go, the grip of the super softs on Matt Psycho and Homesick Alien, both of them getting past Jam. And Jam, no, Homesick hasn't quite managed it yet, just Matt Psycho. Matt Psycho is on it today. We've seen him pull some great moves. So Noxie leading the way, but for how long with Matt Psycho coming up to his rear on the super softs. There we see Jam going quite wide, and Homesick Alien like taking candy from a baby with those super softs, sliding up the inside of Jam while he's ailing on those tyres. And Racer Brown, he's also on the mediums. Racer Brown going for a medium stint, as well as Stevie Styler. Interesting stuff, but there we go, Matt Psycho taking the lead from Noxie. Noxie going into the pits, he's had enough of those tyres, so Matt Psycho leads from Homesick Alien. Jam staying out there for another lap. Daring he is. Racer Brown moving up into 3rd spot on those medium tyres. He just has to keep up with these two in front. They both have to do their medium run, and Racer Brown getting it out the way and nice and early. So Jam, his tyres feel good, they look good, he's carrying on. He did a 41.2 on his last lap. The guys in front, well, they've just been doing out laps, but when they were doing their best it was 37.7 for Racer Brown, Homesick 37.9, and Matt Psycho's best was a 37.4 on those super softs, but early on they do lose quite quickly. And there is Stevie Styler on the medium tyres up into a 5th place, chasing down Jam. There's a bit of a gap there. And Gasman, we've seen him on his comeback. He's got the fastest lap so far in the race with a 37.186, with IR Graham following him through with a 37.6 in his Nissan. It's a tightly contested race. There is Noxie in 8th place, ahead of Kale in 9th. Noxie finally getting rid of those medium tyres, but it looked like he was enjoying the medium tyres more than the softs at this point. I think he had mediums on before this, didn't he? So there you go, Kale just whipping around the inside of Noxie. Noxie down to 9th place now, with Darren Salmon in 10th, Guesty in 11th on that medium tyre, ahead of Jokus in 12th on the super soft. Mika Wivery's been in, put the super softs on. Oh, she had a little off there, cut across the front of Jim One Wise, trying to find his way past. He's on the medium run at the moment. We saw someone just nipping into the pits there. We'll try and find out who that was. Someone in the middle there, I think. Oh, I don't know, I can't see anyone, or maybe no one did go into the pits. I don't think anyone has, have they? Yes, Jam pitted, sorry. Jam pitted, put his super softs on, and he's come out behind Noxie in 9th place. So, to say he was running quite close to, yeah, Noxie, wasn't he? Noxie was in 3rd, Jam was in 4th, so they've come out 8th and 9th. Matt Psycho ahead of Homesick Alien. These two are together. They've got Racer Brown for company as well. That's your top three in the same screen. Homesick Alien looks like he's under pressure from Racer Brown on those medium tyres. Homesick Alien, since pit stop, did a 39.1 and a 38.3, and Racer Brown managing a 37.9 on those medium tyres. So yeah, Racer Brown doing a great stuff with the medium tyres on that Lexus. Matt Psycho running away whilst Homesick deals with Racer Brown. A little bit of a gap, and there is Gazman. We saw Gazman and IR Graham totally out of it earlier, and now he's managed to get himself up into 4th spot. We see that Stevie Styler is doing his medium run, so that's one thing in his favour. He will come back at Gazman later in the race, although he's in the tow now. Might be able to come back at him. Yeah, he's doing 39.8s on those medium tyres. Great lap time from Stevie Styler. A great position, 5th place. Kale in 6th on the Super Softs. 37.6 on his last lap. This is fastest. IR Graham up into 7th. Did a 38.5 in the Nissan. He's been hassled by a faster Noxie. Noxie a 37.4. His last time round nearly a second faster than IR Graham. So Noxie now all in IR Graham's business, and behind Noxie is a Jam. Jam not too far back. He's just started his flying lap after his pit stop. Did a lovely long racing medium stint up into lap 8. We're 16 minutes into the race now. Darren Salmon in 10th spot. Quite a bit behind a Jam at this moment, but he's ahead of Guesty in 11th. Guesty's on the medium tyres, remember. Jocus there in 12th, with Mika Wivery on the Super Softs, just ahead of Jim One Wise, who is doing his medium run for Honda. So Matt Psycho pulling away from the two guys. Homesick Alien maybe holding up. Well, he can't be holding. He is, you know. Homesick Alien's tyres gone already. He's come in, that's it. Yeah, they've got about 5 laps in them around here. And Matt Psycho running away with it. Racer Brown on the medium tyres having a great strategy. Stevie Styler now moving up into 3rd place on those medium tyres. Kale on the Super Softs coming back into 4th. Noxie now in 5th, ahead of Jam in 6th. It looks like they've lost a couple of positions to the medium runners ahead of them. There we see Homesick Alien back out in 7th place with Gazman in 8th. Guesty in 9th. IR Graham down to 10th after his pit stop. Darren Salmon up into 11th. Joker's 12th. Mika Wivery in 13th. And Jim On Wise ever getting closer. He did a 41.1 on that lap. A 42.1, sorry. Joker's into the pits, so these two have moved up a position, and it looks like Jim On Wise looking to have a go at Mika Wivery anytime soon. He's on those medium tyres. He did a 42.1 his last time around. Mika Wivery did a 41.8, so Mika Wivery slightly faster than Jim One Wise at this point in the race. Matt Psycho a 37.7 his last time round. Racer Brown a 41.2, but he's on the medium tyres, remember, so he's losing time to Matt Psycho, but Matt Psycho still has a medium run to do before the end of the race. Stevie Styler in 3rd, only just ahead of Kale. This is great racing. Oh, Kale up the inside of Stevie Styler. We go to Stevie Styler's car. Stevie Styler, you can't see, there you go. No, Kale didn't quite manage to make the move, but he's got a great position for the tow, and he's going up the side of Stevie Styler. Stevie Styler, there you can see the front of Kale, and the overtake is complete, going into the first corner. And Stevie Styler, remember, on those medium tyres, where I believe Kale is on the Super Soft. Great move though from Kale up into 3rd place. Stevie Styler's lap times are 140.3 on his last time around. Noxie a 37.7. Noxie on fire at the moment in that Lexus, with Jam pushing him all the way, doing a 38.0 on his last time. But Jam there, he's pushing him along. absolutely pushing him along. 5th, 6th, catching up Stevie Styler on those medium tyres, going up the left-hand hill. What a corner that can be as well when you're in the race. When you lose, when you've got a bit of understeer going up the hill, it's nothing worse. So, I think I'm just going to miss a move there. Jam trying to make a move on Noxie. Jam, he's up alongside, it looked like, coming out the corner. But no, Noxie defending with all his might, and Jam just having to deal with the back of the Lexus for now. But they're getting ever closer to Stevie Styler in front of them. Stevie Styler, he's probably done his 5 laps, has he? I'm not sure. Stevie Styler, when did he pit? He planted on lap 6, so he's done his 5 laps for those mediums. Is he thinking it's time to get shot of them? These super soft boys are getting very close. There is a Matt Psycho going around for lap 13. 20 minutes, halfway through this race now. Racer Brown, he's still on those medium tyres. He's been on those medium tyres since lap 8, so he's on his 5th lap with them, I think. I believe. 3, I don't know, I'm not sure when he pitted. It might have been lap 10 he pitted for those mediums, and he might only be on his 3rd lap for those. Kale's off the road. Kale is off the road. Oh no, poor Kale. Kale off the road. Those tyres have just given up, they've fallen off the cliff. So Stevie Styler is up into 3rd on those medium tyres, but he's got Noxie and Jam all up in his action. Gazman into 6th place now, with Homesick Alien moving up in 7th. Homesick Alien's pitted and he's doing a medium run. Gazman's done his medium run, I believe, and now, he might not have actually. Kale on the Super Softs, ahead of IR Graham on the Super Softs. Guesty in 10th, he's on his medium run, and there we see Darren Salmon in 11th. He looks like he's just pitted recently. Super Soft's looking absolutely brand new. Joker's up into 12th, ahead of Jim on Wise. We saw Jim on Wise all behind Mika for the longest of times. Mika Wivery has been into the pits. She's on her out lap now, and she has put the Super Soft tyres on. She's not far away from that battle ahead of her. So there we see Matt Psycho has come into the pits, lap 13. He has come in to the pits. Racer Brown opting to stay out on those mediums for longer. Well, I think he at least has to do another 2 laps on him, maybe. There we can see Jam, looked like he was under fire from Gazman. No, I thought Jam was. There comes out Matt Psycho in 2nd place, ahead of Jam, but Matt Psycho still on the Super Softs. Still on the Super Soft. Stevie Styler's gone in. He looks like he is going to get rid of those mediums. Kale also going in to get rid of his Super Softs. I think he's already done a medium run. Stevie Styler still staying in the pits. Guesty is also in to get rid of his medium tyres. So Racer Brown leading the way on medium tyres and has to pit. He can't pit for another 1, 2, 3, 4. This would be lap 4 on those mediums, I think. He'll have to do 5 laps. Matt Psycho, he's gone out again on the Super Softs. 18 or 17 and a half minutes left of this race. Jam there in 3rd, ahead of Gazman, with Noxie dropping down to 4th. His tyres probably gone. It does look like his tyres are worse than the 2 guys ahead of him. So Jam up into 3rd place, with Gazman in 4th. We saw his earlier woes with IR Graham, and he's had a great race to come back. And the 2 Hondas are fighting each other there, with Lexus and Noxie in 5th. Homesick Alien in 6th place. He's doing his medium stint right now. IR Graham on the Super Softs in the Nissan also. Are they the top Nissan boys? I believe they are. 5th and 6th and 7th for Nissan. Not a great race for them here at Autopolis. In the front we've got the Lexus again. Racer Brown, he's going in though to get rid of those medium tyres. I think they've all struggled with that pit entry. There we see Matt Psycho retaking the lead of this race. He's got those Super Softs on, but he can only go for a certain amount of time. Gazman also crossing the line. He's got a few laps left in those Super Softs yet. Racer Brown coming back on the track ahead of IR Graham in 5th. So Racer Brown rejoins in 4th on the Super Softs. Homesick Alien up to 3rd on those medium tyres. He changed them on lap 10, so this can be his last lap to use the medium tyres. Matt Psycho, he's opted to stay out there on the Super Soft tyres, so it'll be his next pit, I imagine. There's not many more pits to go. in this race. Homesick Alien staying ahead of Racer Brown, but Racer Brown on those super sticky tyres, trying to get past. Ooh. So the point of view from Racer Brown into the tight corner. Homesick Alien trying to stay around the outside. It's a battle on medium tyres, but he's managed to do it. IR Graham catching them up all the time they're squabbling. So IR Graham is happy to see these two fight. Homesick Alien on the inside, but he hasn't got the grip, and I think Homesick Alien had to get out of that one, or it could have ended in tears. And Racer Brown is up into a podium position in third place, just with a pit stop in hand on the guys ahead of him. Matt Psycho, I think he's got a while until he needs to pit. If they go 5, well, I think these Lexuses go 6 laps, and he pitted at the end of lap 13, so... and he's just done the fastest lap of the race there with a 36.749, 2 laps into these super softs. Racer Brown then also can go 6 laps. Lexi v Lexi, and Nissan, oh, the Honda of IR Graham has got ahead of Homesick Alien on those. Oh, it looks like Homesick Alien's had a bit of a bop at the front there. It looks like he's had a bash. So IR Graham, Jam there, oh no, Jam losing it on the curbs when he's on a flyer. He was absolutely trying to get back up onto that podium position. Jam from last week got a 4th and a 10th, and now he's dropped down to 8th position. Matt Psycho leading the way. Matt Psycho last week, he disconnected from the first race and got a podium, 3rd place in the 2nd race. At the moment he's looking like he's on for a win. Racer Brown in a 2nd spot. He's going fastest with the purple sectors, but he's got this whole next sector to do, which is quite a complex section. IR Graham, he's going to need a pit stop soon. The front tyres of that Nissan looking quite worn. His last stop, yes, lap 10, and these tyres we see can only go about 5 laps, so he's gone 1 lap longer in them. Homesick Alien on the medium tyres, he can now get rid of those if he wishes to do so. His lap times drop in from 40s to 41s, whilst IR Graham is managing 38s and 39s. So if Homesick Alien wants to get back in the game, I think he's going to have to go and get himself some super softs. But there's only 13 minutes left of this race. The longer he can stay on those medium, there he goes, he's in. He's in. No need to say any more. So IR Graham in 3rd place, but how long can he stay out there on those tyres? Kale up into 4th place, not really that far behind IR Graham. So Kale, he's doing well in the championship. I think 2nd, joint 2nd in the championship. And he's snuck himself up into 4th place here. The pit stops look good. So Stevie Styler in 5th, also on those super softs. Noxie in 6th on the super softs. He's recently pitted. Looks like he can go for a little while in that Lexus. The Honda of a Jam in 7th. Super softs. Looks like he's pitted quite recently. He had a terrible lap that last lap. We saw him have a spin on the curbs. Homesick Alien, though, he's ahead of Homesick Alien, even with a spin, is in 8th. Gazman in 9th. Gazman doing his medium stint now. It's like clipping the wings of an angel, making them go out there on medium tyres. 10th for Guesty. Guesty can see Gazman not a million miles away, and he might fancy a shot at that. He's done great lap times, 3 very consistent lap times. 37.2 for his out lap, 37.7 on lap 15, and 37.7 for lap 16. So Guesty up into 10th in a great position, really. Darren Salmon in the 11th. He missed the first round, but he's come back and he's into the 2nd round, and he's doing a mighty fine. Mika Wivery up to 12th. She's getting a good pace there, nice and consistent, ahead of Jokus, who looks like he's recently pitted. He's out on his out lap, and Jim on Wise going long on those medium tyres, really long, and he had a bad lap 14. I don't know if he had a spin or something, but Jim on Wise taking those medium tyres to the max. Matt Psycho then, we saw him coming in, getting some fresh rubber a few laps ago, but it looks like He's coming to the end of the stint on those bad boys. Racer Brown some way back. He'll have to do some amazing lap times, which he is, a 36.639, the fastest of the race, and then he follows it up with a 36.726. so Racer Brown on a big push now. It's really spread out between the top three. There's Cale up into third. That means, oh, Stevie Styler looks like he's had a bad couple of laps. He hasn't been into pit, so Cale moving up into third place. Cale really a contender for podium here. So Stevie Styler dropping. It looks like he's got to do a bit of fuel conserving to get round to the pits. His fuel's really flashing. Those tyres don't even really look that worn. He pitted on lap 13. In fifth, Noxie. Noxie will be happy about Stevie having to pit, moving him up into fourth place. Jam, after his spin, is sixth. It's not a total disaster, is it? In there is seventh, Homesick Alien in that Nissan that likes to chew its tyres up. IR Graham just behind. He's pitted, come out behind Homesick Alien, but he'll be catching him up with a lap fresher tyres. There comes Stevie Styler. He made it to the pits. So your rundown so far: Matt Psycho leading from Racer Brown in second, Cale in third place with Noxie up into fourth, Jam in fifth, Homesick Alien up into sixth, IR Graham in seventh, Gazman moving up. Is he moving up? No. Stevie Styler? No. Stevie Styler's come out in ninth. Super soft tyres with that much fuel, with I don't know, roughly just over 11 minutes left of racing. 5 laps is probably about maybe, no, not really, because it's not a 2-minute lap, it's just under. So I think he will have to do another pit before the end of the race, possibly. I don't know. 7 lap stint is probably 11 minutes. Maybe that he can get the tyres to go. There we can see Matt Psycho's tyres starting to flash. Racer Brown tyres, I mean his fuel, starting to flash. Racer Brown, he's got a lap more maybe of fuel in than Matt Psycho. Cale looking quite similar to Racer Brown. His tyres are a little bit more used up. And they're just coming around to finish lap 19. There we go, Matt Psycho in, so Racer Brown also in, but he's got stuck in the pits. He's had a big crash into the pits. That's going to have cost him a lot of time. What is Cale going to do? Cale coming around the final corner. He's coming in also. Can he get a smooth action? He gets a smoother run in than Racer Brown. Matt Psycho already out onto the track, and there comes Racer Brown to keep his second spot. So it didn't cost him too much, crashing into the barrier. Noxie up into third place. Fantastic racing. Oh, and there you go. There we see Matt Psycho. Obviously thinks there's 5 more laps left of this race, because he's gone on to the medium tyre and just under half a tank of fuel. Racer Brown there. Noxie in third. IR Graham, he stayed out there. And Homesick must have pitted, no? Homesick must have had an issue. A 140 on his last lap, so Homesick Alien having a bit of an issue. We can't go back and watch. Take too long. So IR Graham up into fourth place ahead of Cale. Cale popped into the pits, had a quick change of tyres, splash of fuel, and he's come out in fifth behind IR Graham. Can IR Graham take that to the end? It's about similar lap fuel as Matt Psycho. No, Matt Psycho's put a little bit more fuel than that in. Racer Brown, he must be seeing red rag to a bull. Race win number 2 on the horizon. If he can catch up Matt Psycho from this position, 7 more minutes of racing. Racer Brown in second place. Noxie in third on those super softs. He's going to have to pit before the end of this race. We're not sure about IR Graham. Cale, possibly not. But Cale might be going till the end. Maybe. Probably. Likely. Not definitely. Now you can see Cale really giving IR Graham some grief there. Hoo-wee. So will IR Graham nip into the pits and get this out of the way early doors, or is he going to take it all the way to the last lap? At the moment he's being harassed. Noxie has come into the pits. There we can see IR Graham has stayed out. He's moved up into third place. Cale's looking for a move. He's looking for the toe up the inside. And he's pulled it off. There we go. Kale up into third. Looked like I.R. Graham. Let him know he was behind him. Homesick Alien now up into fifth. They're all touching that dust and dirt on the outside. Stevie Styler up into sixth. Noxie's come out of the pits in seventh place. Still ahead of Jam. Jam on the Super Softs. He's recently pitted. There is Gazman in ninth place. Guesty looks like he's moving up to 10th ahead of Darren Salmon. Darren Salmon there in 11th, just coming out the pits ahead of Jokers. Jokers a little way back from him. Jim on Wise in 13th ahead of Mika Wivery. Mika Wivery now doing her medium run. So Matt Psycho, can he stay ahead of Racer Brown? Racer Brown on those super soft tyres now till the end of the race. We've got around about 5 minutes, just over 5 minutes left of racing, and already Racer Brown catching up with Matt Psycho. I don't think Matt Psycho, there's anything he can do about this. Kale up into third place. It looks like a solid run till the end. I.R. Graham, we think he might have to come in and have a splash-o dash. There is Homesick Alien definitely needing to come in. So Stevie Styler, can he go to the end? I think he might be able to. Noxie definitely can, and Jam probably can as well. So I.R. Graham and Homesick Alien in the Nissans having to do a quick dip into the pits. There goes I.R. Graham. Oh, he's got snagged up. He's got snagged up into the pits. And can Homesick, maybe that's just a graphic because they all seem to be doing it. So there we see Racer Brown has taken the lead. Sorry, whilst I was looking at the pits, I'll have to give that to him. There you go, into the first corner. That superior grip gave him the inside line, and now he is carrying on around in first place, leading the round 2 first race at Autopolis. Matt Psycho in a close second spot. He's on the medium tyres. Has he got enough room from Kale? Kale not overly far behind. Kale doing the fastest lap of the race at 36.019. Matt Psycho's last lap at 38.066. That's a 2 seconds faster, but these soft tyres do wear out. Can Kale maintain that speed for the last 4 minutes of the race? And is it enough to catch up? Matt Psycho, I think it might be just too much to ask, especially as Racer Brown will be helping Matt. Well, I think Matt Psycho's probably dropped out of the tow of Racer Brown by now, so it's all down to Kale and how fast he can push. Stevie Styler in 4th place there. A great race from Stevie Styler. He's done 2:37s on his last 2 runs. Noxie did a 36.7, that was an out lap, so Noxie's tyres are a little bit newer than Stevie Styler's, and he's not that far behind. So if Stevie Styler's tyres are slightly hurting him, then he's going to have a worry behind him with Noxie in 5th and Jam in 6th, going great guns. I.R. Graham coming out the pits in 7th and Homesick Alien out in 8th. Little splash and dash for these two. 9th place is a Gazman, and then in 10th we've got Guesty having a good run. 11th we've got Darren Salmon. 12th Jim One Wise getting ahead of Jokus and Mika Wivery, who's trying those medium tyres out for size, although Jokus not too far behind Jim One Wise. Jim One Wise, ooh, and Jokus on fresher tyres, hunting him down. That might be a juicy battle before the end. So Racer Brown leading the way at 36.4, his fastest on his last lap. We're 37.5 minutes into this race, only a couple of minutes to go. Matt Psycho has dropped some considerably away from Racer Brown, but I think the distance has stayed the same between him and Kale. Kale doing a 36.5 his last time round, Matt Psycho doing a 39.4, so it's still 2 seconds, 3 seconds, sorry. Oh, Matt Psycho must be getting slightly nervous. Kale is definitely beasting it at the moment. Stevie Styler, is he holding that position ahead of Noxie? Noxie does look a little bit closer. 38.1 from Stevie Styler the last lap. 37.3 from Noxie. Noxie nearly a second faster than his fellow Lexus driver. The Lexus is looking good in this championship. I always thought it was the Nissans that were going to come out looking most powerful, but as it turns out this Lexus seems to be rather handy. With a win at Fuji, and here it looks like a definite win. or even a top 4, because I think Matt Psycho also in a Lexus, Kale in a Lexus, Stevie Styler in a Lexus, and Noxie in a Lexus. So Lexuses looking mighty powerful here. Jam in a Honda, I.R. Graham in the top Nissan, Homesick Alien in the next Nissan, Gazman in a Honda, Guesty in a Honda. Then you've got Darren Salmon in a... is it Nissan? Yeah, it looks like round wheels. Yeah, Nissan. Jim on Wise in a Honda. Jokers in a Nissan. And Mika Wivery in a Nissan. So the Lexuses looking absolutely strong as you like here at Autopolis. We've only got less than a minute of racing to go, with Racer Brown leading from Matt Psycho, Kale ahead of Stevie Styler, but it's Noxie that we're watching. Stevie Styler's fuel is flashing, but he'll be feeling quite comfortable. Oh, we've got a spin. It's none of the leaders. Oh, it's one of the back guys. Sorry. It might have been Jocus. So Racer Brown coming around the final corner. Is he going to have to do another lap? I think he might have to do a parade lap. As he hits the line, he does, but Matt Psycho finishes the race in second place. Congratulations, Matt Psycho. Kale, he was trying all he could to try and catch him up, finishing in third. Stevie Styler coming around to finish in fourth ahead of Noxie. Noxie couldn't quite manage it in the end, so there we see Stevie Styler heading towards the line to finish in fourth, Noxie in fifth. Jam coming across the line in sixth, I.R. Graham seventh. Homesick Alien just trying to get to the line. Not a great day for the Nissan drivers. So Homesick Alien in 8th, with Gazman finishing in 9th. In 10th we have a Guesty coming around to try and finish. He's in the last corner now. Great finish from Guesty there in 10th place. 11th, sorry, for Darren Salmon. Coming around the last corner. Great effort. Missed the first round, so this is his first time getting used to these cars. Crosses the line. And there we see a 12 for Jim 1 Wise. He's just ahead of Racer Brown. Coming around up to the final section of the track. Jim 1 Wise to finish in 12th, but I'm going to pause it just as he gets there because he's got Racer Brown not too far behind. There we go, paused. Ha. Whew. So 12th for Jim 1 Wise, 13th for Jokers, and Mika Wivery finishing in 14th on those medium tyres. So then, let me do the rundown quickly and we'll load up the next race. Yeah, we've got another race. These take forever, don't they? I'm really sorry, guys. It's epic. Absolutely epic. So, the winner of round 2, race 1, goes to Racer Brown, like he did in round 1, taking the first win of the round. Matt Psycho finishing in second spot. It's more than he did last week. He managed to get to the end of the race without his internet giving up. A great podium finish. In third, where did he come from, eh? Close your eyes and you'll miss it, because Kale, he just got himself right up there into a podium position. Take a boo, my son. In fourth we have Stevie Styler. Great race from Stevie. And they're all Lexuses, these top guys. In fifth place, Noxie, also a Lexus. It's only the top 3 score points. So I don't think Stevie Styler and Noxie adding to Lexus's point tally. I'm looking for Noxie on my list, trust me. So Noxie, he's up there, sorry. It's in fifth. Jam in 6th. There is I.R. Graham in 7th spot. He's not used to that. That Nissan not handling well around here at Autopolis. Hopefully the soft and hard tyres might help them out a bit more. Maybe. Less tyre wear. 8th for Homesick Alien. Another one not used to finishing down. He got 9th and 8th in the last round. So he's not used to this. In 9th we have a Gazman in the Honda. Gasman somewhere there in 9th place. 10th we have a Guesty. Guesty sitting there in 10th. He got 12th and 9th from round 1. So he's moving in the right direction. 11th, Darren Salmon. Wasn't here last week, so this will be his first points scoring in 11th place. Jim on Wise in 12th. Jim on Wise. That's where he finished in race 2 of round 1. So he'll be wanting to move up the positions. Jokus in 13th. Jokus, he got 13th and 14th from last week, and he's added to his 13th. And Mika Wivery finishing in 14th. Mika there. 11th and 13th last week for Mika Wivery. So without further ado, we will let Racer Brown take the glory, cross the line, be the hero that he is. Yeah, we love you. And then we'll load up the next one, whilst again, believe it or not, like last week, I am going to nip off to the loo. So let me get this all loading, and then I'm going to mute and run. I'll be back soon. Hi guys, I'm back. Made it, look at that. I'm really getting good at this, nipping for a wee during loading times. Whoo, Jokus in the chat saying good morning. Yeah, Jokus. We're just watching the Super GTs from Tuesday evenings. We've just watched race 1. Great win there for... was it Matt Psycho? No, Racer Brown. Racer Brown. Matt Psycho tried, but he just could not manage it in the end. But he gave it his best effort. He finished in second, from Racer Brown in first, and Kale making up the podium. And I don't know where Kale come from. Where did he start? My word, I don't think he qualified too well, but he came through the race to be an absolute hero. So great stuff from Kale. We see the Nissans not happy here, using their tyres up a lot more than the other cars. The Lexuses seem to be a cut above. So Lexus is making hay while their car's good, I'm sure. There'll probably be some alterations in the BOP, maybe, as the Lexuses look like, well, they finished in top 5. The top 5 were all Lexuses in that race, so I don't know. But these championships are growing beasts. This should be a reverse of race 1, and it should be a rolling start. And in this race they have to use the soft tyre and the hard compound. and I'm looking forward to this. See these cars and what the positions alter like. Yes, another 40-minute race, guys. Another endurance stint. I know these are long ones. I've got the Pacific Rims to do as well. They are another 2 40-minute races, so sometime during the week we'll be doing the Pacific Rims. And then this coming Friday we have Bathurst. So there you go, there's your grid. You can pause it on YouTube, I can't. Mika Wivery, Jokers, Jim Wise, Darren Salmon, Guesty, Gazman, Homesick, and that's the lot. So I'll press that button to get rid of that. We'll have a look at the Mika as she is on the pole position. And, you know, she's starting on the soft tyre. Let's have a quick look. Soft tyre, soft tyre, soft tyre, soft tyre, soft tyre, soft tyre, soft... Oh! IR Graham daring to start on the hard in 8th place. Jam, soft tyre. Noxie, hard tyre. Stevie Styler, hard tyre. Kale, hard tyre. So these guys further back opting to start on the hard compound as we watch Mika Wivery cross the line. And there she goes. There she goes. There she goes again. Joker's chasing her down with Jim on Wise just behind them in the Honda. And now the Nissan versus a Nissan between Jokers and Mika carries on. But it looks like Mika pulling away from Jokers somewhat under braking. Jim on Wise also nicely spaced out. Darren Salmon in 4th with Guesty in 5th. Gazman in 6th. Homesick Alien in 7th. Jam in 8th place. 9th is IR Graham, the top hard runner. Noxie is in 10th with Stevie Styler 11th. Kale in 12th. Matt Psycho in 13th. And Racer Brown there in 14th. I don't believe there's any change, but there is a change up the front. Jim on Wise is leading the way from... So I don't know what happened here. Mika Wivery. Oh, it looks like something between Mika Wivery and Joker. So hang on. We'll go on to Mika Wivery and do another 10-second hop, see what happened. Oh, Joker's just torpedoed into the side of Mika Wivery, it looks like. Mika Wivery are dropping down a few places, and Joker's giving the position back. So Jim on Wise, the new leader of the race in the Honda, ahead of Darren Salmon in 2nd place. His 2nd race in the championship. It's his 1st round. He's trying to make a move on Jim on Wise, not close enough. Mika Wivery holding on to that 3rd spot ahead of Guesty. Joker's dropping down another position in that Nissan. He's on the soft tyre. Jam is in 6th place in the Honda, catching up with Joker's now. And like I said, Gazman in 7th on the softs, and IR Graham 8th is the top hard runner of this race, with Noxie in 9th. Stevie Styler, has he dropped a position behind? I'm not sure. In 10th. In 11th is Matt Psycho, with Racer Brown moving up. Homesick Alien seems to have dropped. Oh, Homesick Alien must have looked... Oh, I'm sorry, Homesick. No one wants to see their crashes, but your car looks absolutely mullered. What did you do? Oh, just out on the curb, and that's it. Goodbye. Oof. I don't know why Kale dropped down then. I don't know if Kale was affected by that. Oh, Kale's off the track as well. Sorry, a lot of rewinding here. So there's Kale. Did Kale... Oh, Kale just followed him off. Kale did exactly the same thing. It was synchronised skidding. Kale had a little bit of spin though. Wow, he must have been sick in his head. So 3rd place from race 1 is now in 14th for race 2. Jim on Wise still leading the way from Darren Salmon. These guys look like they're just pulling ahead a little bit. Mika Wivery there in 3rd. She's under a bit of pressure from Guesty. Guesty catching her up in the Honda. He's going to try and grab a toe going down this straight. Oh, the Honda looks nice inside, doesn't it? Nice interior. So there we see Guesty going for a move on Mika Wivery. He's really pulled up to the back of her. That Nissan, it uses its tyres up a lot quicker than it seems these other cars done. Mika Wivery trying to be defensive, and Guesty going for the outside line, tucking it in. He's doing everything he needs to do at the moment. The sun in his eyes, so he's trying to get around this corner. And now a big corner here, all the way around, keeps turning it. He's got Jam not far behind, you can see in his computer monitor. And Jam has got Gazman all the way up behind him. So Guesty trying all he can to... He's off the grass, but that's fine, everything's good. He's chasing down Mika Wivery in third. He's going for the underbrake around the outside. Is it enough to maintain it? No, Mika Wivery stays ahead. Oh, Jam's got ahead. Jam got ahead of Guesty, and Mika Wivery stays in third place. So Guesty losing out on that move he tried to make on Mika Wivery. Now Jam stuck behind Mika Wivery in his Honda. Is that 3 Hondas all lining up to get past the Nissan? It's lovely. Mika Wivery out wide, so Jam is already up into third, and Guesty also up into fourth. So Mika Wivery down into fifth, with Gazman closely following her. Those Hondas nice and nippy around the tight section, and there's Gazman threading it through the eye of a needle. Up the inside of Mika Wivery. Mika Wivery then down into 6th spot. Jokers into 7th. The 2 top Nissan girls. And it looks like Mika Wivery coming back at Gazman, trying to do it under the braking in turn 1. Gazman holding his line, and he's just been nudged out a little bit maybe. Gazman back on the track into 6th place behind Mika Wivery, back up into 5th. Jokus now attacking the Honda, but no, the Honda back again with the Nissan. There's a battle royale going on there. IR Graham on those hard tyres ahead of Stevie Styler in 9th. 10th place we have Matt Psycho, really close to Stevie Styler, giving him some hassle in that Lexus. It's a Lexus v Lexus down here in 9th, 10th and 11th. In 12th we have Noxie also on those hard tyres. He seems to have fallen behind those guys. Homesick Alien we saw having a massive off, and same with Kale. Up in the lead then Darren Salmon. Darren Salmon is ahead of Jim 1 Wise. They did pretty much similar pits lap times on the second lap, so something must have happened on this lap to drop Jim 1 Wise behind, and Jam has caught all the way up with the lead Honda. Whilst, oh no, he's the top Nissan runner. Sorry, I was saying Mika was. Excuse me for a sniff up. So Darren Salmon there leading the way from Jim 1 Wise. Jim 1 Wise under pressure from his teammate, fellow Honda driver Jam. Guesty in there in 4th, another Honda. Mika Wivery is trying to fend off Gazman. They've been having a battle for a lap or 2. Gazman coming back, he's on the outside. Oh, Mika, is she going to give him that racing room? Just about, only just. So Gazman, he's going to try that move again up the inside. He's just tucked in behind for a tow. No, too far back. Oh, Gazman losing the back end of that Honda, giving Jokus the opportunity to rock up to the back. And IR Graham on those hard tyres, the top hard tyre runner, remember, doing a 41.0. Oh no, someone's off. Jokus having a bit of an off there. And now Stevie Styler trying to get out of his way. All these cars coming across in, Matt Psycho and Racer Brown, these guys in their own little race, all coming across. Jokus at the same time, and it looks like Racer Brown's going to take the opportunity to go up the inside of Matt Psycho, whilst Matt Psycho was fighting with Jokus, and Matt Jokus stays ahead of Matt Psycho. Matt Psycho will be absolutely livid in there. He got mugged off well and truly by Racer Brown. Lovely stuff there, lovely bit of racing. Yes, well done Racer Brown. Jokus in 10th. Matt Psycho has to wait for another corner or 2 to try and get past Jokus there. In 12th we've got Homesick Alien just getting past Noxie. Noxie there struggling on those hard tyres. He'll be looking forward to putting some softs back on, and Kale's really a little bit further back from these guys. I don't think he's going to be able to do one of his super surges this race, but we will have to wait and see. Just checking my voice is still coming through, because it is a long one. I do apologise. Oh, well, I don't, because it's some cracking racing you're catching up on. So Darren Salmon on the soft tyres did a 39.2 his last time around. Jam is now ahead of Jim 1 Wise. Jim 1 Wise just touching the curb, and he lost the back end of the Honda. Guesty moving up into 3rd. There we see a bunch of people. 4th is Gazman, still in that fight with Mika Wivery, but he's just got ahead of Mika Wivery now to take 4th place in this race. Mika Wivery in the Nissan in 5th. IR Graham getting closer to these guys where they've been racing. Those hard tyres, he's done a 40.9 his last time round. Mika Wivery on the soft tyre doing a 42.077. So yes, IR Graham coming at them. And we see Racer Brown just ahead of Stevie Styler. So Racer Brown got ahead of Stevie Styler as well, as that sneaky move he made on Matt Psycho and Jokers. Jokers dropping down to 10th place. Homesick Alien we saw getting past Noxie for 11th, and there is Noxie in 12th. These guys, how long are they going to go on their hard tyres? Jim on Wise, oh, you saw him spinning out. He's down into 13th, still ahead. He's not too far behind Noxie, in all fairness, on those super soft tyres. He might have a chance to still catch up some of those hard runners. There is Darren Salmon. His tyres still looking good in that Nissan, but VRC Jam has caught him right up. A 38.530 for Jam on his last time round, and a 39.2 for Darren Salmon. So not quite a second faster, but Jam is definitely faster at this point in the race. That Honda looking better on its tyres, maybe. They're side by side going into turn 1. Darren Salmon trying to defend, but no. There we go. We've got some pit stops. Gazman, Matt Psycho, I think all the hard runners, yeah, they've done their 5 laps and they've all gone in. There is IR Graham coming back to join just behind Mika Wivery. Mika Wivery getting through Jim on Wise behind IR Graham. So we'll have a rundown then of what is happening here. So Jam leading the race on the soft tyre ahead of Darren Salmon in the Nissan. Then we have Guesty in the second Honda. His tyre's starting to look quite used now. Racer Brown, he stayed out on the hards. He's going for extra lappage. So did Stevie Styler. Jokers, he's out there on the softs. He had a bit of a spin. We saw him having an off. Gazman, he pitted. He's put the softs on. He's come out in 7th, ahead of IR Graham on the softs also. Was Gazman on the softs? Oh, I think Gazman was on softs anyway, wasn't he? Anyway, so IR Graham, he's got rid of the softs. Yeah, because IR Graham was the top hard runner. So Mika Wivery, she did not pit. She's down to 9th. Jim on Wise, his tyres looking slightly used, but he's catching up with Mika now. In 11th, Homesick Alien, he also hadn't pitted. He's got the fastest lap time as well. How gutted that he's down in 11th. In 12th, Noxie pitted, got rid of those hard tyres. Homesick Alien wasn't on hard tyres. He couldn't have pitted. No, he hasn't pitted. He couldn't have been on the hard tyres. Noxie, he's pitted, got rid of those hard tyres. He's come out on softs. I thought Homesick Alien was on the hard tyres, you know, but he can't have been, because I don't think he's pitted. And he got fastest lap on lap 2, but he's done a 49 on that lap. It's not great. So Matt Psycho, he's pitted, come out behind Jokers in Jokers is pitted as well and come out. Mika Wivery also pitting, coming out. Kale, he's already pitted the lap before. So your order so far: Jam, who has not pitted yet on the soft tyres. Darren Salmon also not pitted on the soft tyres. We're on lap 7. There is Guesty. Guesty, he gets through some tyres, does Guesty. Lap 7, he has not pitted. He's in 3rd place. There is Racer Brown. He has also not pitted on those hard tyres, and he's just done his fastest to 39.8 on lap 6. So Racer Brown really getting those tyres to work for him. He's faster, not quite as fast as Jam. No, Jam is faster than Racer Brown at this point, but on those hard tyres, Racer Brown really making them come to life after lap 5. Maybe the other guys took them off too soon. Maybe they come to life on lap 5. We'll see when Racer Brown comes round if he elects to stay on them. There we see Gazman on the softs. He's just doing his fastest lap after his out lap, but his out lap was pretty good with a 37.0, and you see the speed he is catching up with Racer Brown. He is all over the back of a Racer Brown, and there we see Racer Brown has come into the pits. So Jam pitted and he's back out. He's put the hard tyre on. Darren Salmon back out. He's on the hard tyre. Gazman going around on the soft tyre. It's looking good for Gazman to try and get the lead there. There we see IR Graham also on the soft tyre. Jam and Darren Salmon will be in trouble from the soft runners behind them. There you can see Gasman having a look already at Darren Salmon. I.R. Graham in 4th. Guesty is up to 5th. He's been in. He's got rid of those soft tyres. And he's got a new set on. Stevie Styler also on the soft tyres. Racer Brown pitted. He's come out in 7th place. So interesting stuff there. Noxie in 8th place. No, Matt Psycho behind Noxie in 9th. Jim On Wise in 10th. 11th is Kale. Kale starting to come through. Now he's got ahead of Mika Wivery. Homesick Alien also racing Mika Wivery with Jokers a little bit further back than these guys. So Homesick Alien, you can see, chasing down Mika Wivery. Nissan v Nissan at this point. Homesick only just pitting and putting those soft tyres on, so his tyres are a lap less than Mika's. It looks like he's going for the outside around there, but Mika not giving him much racing room, and he's off the track, and Mika going ahead to maintain that 12th place. But Homesick Alien will be coming out. He's already caught back up with her, looking for a way past. He saw he had a bit of a spin earlier off of a curb, did a bit of damage to his car, cost him a little bit. Now he's trying. Oh, it looks like he gave Little Mika a bump up the buttski there, a little love spank between Nissans, and there they continue. He's going to try and get a tow and don't want to pull away just yet. Jam still leading. Gasman up into 2nd spot. So Darren Salmon not there anymore. There's Homesick Alien. That's him getting up into 12th place. Can Mika get him back? No. Yes. Maybe. Who knows? And there we see no Homesick Alien going through. So Jam leading from Gasman. Gasman right there though. Honda v Honda in this 2nd race. I.R. Graham there, the top Nissan boy, in 3rd, coming at them. In 4th, Guesty having a great race for Honda here. Racer Brown in the Lexus there in 5th, top Lexus boy. There is Matt Psycho in 6th with Darren Salmon down to 7th. He's put the hard tyre on. That was it. He's pitted, he's put the hard tyre on. He just hasn't got the speed. We did say that him and Jam was going to get flooded. Jam's doing an absolutely stunning job managing to stay ahead of the soft tyred cars behind him. Gasman looking for a way. He's looking, he's trying anything he can. This is the time to do it on the start straight. Gasman trying to use the tow. And obviously I.R. Graham grabbing the toe off of him, and Guesty getting the toe off of him. Looks like Jam and Gasman side by side going into the first corner. I.R. Graham also trying to go for that gap at the side of Jam. Jam just trying to defend as much as he can. He's got Guesty trying to go around one side of him, I.R. Graham up the other side of him. Gasman already taking the lead. Absolutely great move from Gasman. It wasn't recognised enough because of I.R. Graham's effort as well, side by side from Jam and I.R. Graham round there. Now Jam's under fire from Guesty, and Guesty managing to get through. So Jam there wondering what happened, and now Guesty and I.R. Graham going side by side through one of the tighter sections and up the hill. Woo-wee! So Gasman taking the lead. Great stuff there from Gasman. And there we see I.R. Graham in 2nd with Guesty in 3rd. Jam down to 4th on those hard tyres. You always knew it was going to be tough with the guys in front of him on the softer compound. And now he's got Racer Brown revved up and on his way. He did a 36.8, the fastest lap of this race, on his last lap 9. We are now 16.5 minutes into this race. This is some crazy racing we've got going on. In 6th place, Matt Psycho. He's done the hard run, he's got the softs on, and he's just trying to keep a good race pace up. There we see Stevie Styler in 7th place behind Matt Psycho. 39.5 his last time round. Matt Psycho a 38.4. So Matt Psycho at this point a little bit faster than his fellow Lexus driver. There is Darren Salmon struggling with those hard tyres. All the cars managing to get through. Noxie now up into 8th place, also on those soft tyres. But Darren Salmon's just got to remember, he's got to come back to him. He's just got to keep these on for 5 laps. 1, 2, 3. He's on the 4th lap with these tyres now. Kale up into 10th. I said there's no chance he could make his way through. And already he's ahead of Mika Wivery, Homesick Alien. These two are still racing each other. Homesick and Mika. It's the Homesick and Mika show. But Homesick Alien still just ahead of Mika Wivery. Mika Wivery in 12th place. They're on similar tyres. I think Homesick Alien's tyres are a little bit newer than Mika's. And there we see Homesick Alien just pulls a little bit ahead. Mika must be getting the toe on him. Jim on Wise, he's trying the hard tyre now. He's back there in 13th. This is his 4th lap on those hard tyres, so only one more to go. Jokus also on the hard tyre for his 4th lap. Leading then, Gazman. What can we say? What? Oh my God! Gazman, he finished 9th in the first race, so he started mid-pack. He would have started, what, about 6th or something? I think we've got 14 runners. So, yes, there goes Gazman into the pits. IR Graham takes over the lead, but his tyres are starting to look shoddy. Guesty on Racer Brown. No, Racer Brown on Guesty, and he makes the move. He goes up the inside. Guesty's tyres probably no, they're about similar tyres where Racer Brown and Guesty side by side through the first 2 corners. It's absolutely cracking stuff, but there you go. Racer Brown just getting in front of Guesty there in the Honda. The Lexus on a comeback. Nissan v Lexus v Honda. They're all super tight on the track. Nothing between them. IR Graham leading from Racer Brown. IR Graham's tyres absolutely torn apart. He pitted back in lap 5. So he only did five laps on the first stint. Oh, he was on hards, that's why. And now he's gone onto the softs, and there you see Racer Brown stayed out for a couple more laps on those hard tyres, whereas IR Graham elected to pit earlier, and Racer Brown's tyres are a lot newer than IR Graham, and he just waltzes up to the back of him and overtakes him, saying, yes, thank you, sir. So Guesty there in 3rd place, one of the hard tyre runners. It looked like starting on the hard tyres was a really good strategy. Jam, he's still in sight of the top 3. He's on the hard tyre right now, maintaining that position. He's doing 42s and 41s, whereas Guesty is doing 40s, 39s, or 38. There is IR Graham, 39.5 on his last time round, but Racer Brown showing us a masterclass in Group 2 Super GT driving at the moment at 37.9 going across the line. IR Graham managing a 40.2. Jam has come in. He must have got to his 5 laps. He's got to his 5 laps and he's getting rid of the hard tyres. Gazman moving up into 4th place. He is on the hard tyre. He's still got another lap or so to do on those hard tyres. Jam coming out in 5th ahead of Matt Psycho. Also in the pits is Noxie, Stevie Styler and Kale, all getting rid of old soft tyres. Darren Salmon has crashed on his way in to get rid of those hard tyres. Poor Darren Salmon, it's going all wrong for him. Homesick Alien up into 10th place. He's carrying on. His tyres still good to go. There is Jim 1 Wise up into 11th. Mika Wivery also pitting. Her tyres must have felt a bit ropey maybe, and Jokus there in 14th, still on those hard compound tyres. So Racer Brown, the leader of this race so far. It's lap 13, we're over halfway, we're 21 minutes into this race. Racer Brown leading from IR Graham in 2nd spot. IR Graham is over half used his front tyres. He must have no steering in that Zingray livered Nissan whatsoever. Guesty there in 3rd, his tyres absolutely torn to pieces. He'll be wanting to see the pit stop pretty soon. Gazman on those hard tyres. How many more has he got to go? Oh, has he only just gone on him? No, he's only just gone on him. Lap 11. So Gazman now doing his hard run. He's on his 2nd lap on those hard tyres. There we see Matt Psycho on Jam. Jam on Matt Psycho. One or the other. Matt Psycho Jam just pitting, putting the soft tyres on that Honda, and it looks like he's come out. I don't know who's ahead between these two, I really don't. Matt Psycho, did his outlap on his last lap. Jam's on his outlap now. Guesty and IR Graham both into the pits. We said their tyres were pretty worn. There was Racer Brown. He had the foresight to stay on those hards for a couple of laps longer than the other guys, and now that's paying dividends to him. They all came in on lap 5. He didn't come in till lap 7, so he did 2 extra laps on the hard tyres, and it's paid well. There we see Gazman. He is now on his 3rd lap of the hard tyre run. Jam, he's already done his hard tyre run. He's out there now. He's just finished his outlap, so that's a great 3rd position for him at the moment. Just pitted, doesn't have to pit for a while yet. Matt Psycho in 4th place. He's also done the hard run. IR Graham, he's done his hard run. Now he is there in 5th place. He's just pitted, so his tyres absolutely super fresh next to the 2 ahead of him, although Jams is quite fresh. It's Gazman who's going to be the one under fire. He's got a bit of a gap between these guys behind him, and he's only got what, 2 more laps to stay out there. If he does so, he might want to stay a bit longer like Racer Brown did, but Racer Brown absolutely loving life at the moment. He's got himself a huge gap ahead of Gazman. Jam, he's 3rd, but there goes Racer Brown. He's decided to pit. Looks like his tyres are quite good. It's a safety pit stop maybe before these guys go any quicker. Behind him maybe, he's thinking. So Gazman staying out there. He's on the hard tyre, but there comes Racer Brown. Yes, it was a good strategy. Come in, change tyres, top up with fuel, get back out ahead of Gazman. Jam then in 3rd spot ahead of Matt Psycho, with IR Graham, the top Nissan driver, in 5th, with Stevie Styler in 6th. Guesty back there in 7th on the hard tyre right now. He's going to have to do a bit of a run with that. He's only on his 2nd lap of those. Kale on the softs, not that far behind Guesty, so he'll be catching him up. Hand over fist. We'll come back and check that. He did a 37.2 his last time round, and that was his fastest. Noxie on the soft tyres doing a 38.0. So Kale, Noxie and Darren Salmon a 38.3. All getting their soft tyres on. Homesick Alien in 11th. Still fighting with Mika. No, it looks like he's pulled away from Mika a little bit. What now? Jim and Wise. Someone's had enough though. Someone's had enough. Who is it? I don't know. There was yellow flags. Darren Salmon, Mika. Oh, it was Darren Salmon maybe, because Mika Wivery has caught him up. Darren Salmon now down into 12th spot. Gutted for him. Jim and Wise there in 13th. He's doing his hard run at the moment. I'm not quite sure when his pit stop was. Lap 10 maybe? It was either lap 10. It wasn't the last lap. But he was doing beautiful 41s, but got a 48 on that last run. And Joker's there, he's back on the softs, he's back on it, he's done his fastest lap of a 38.597. So, Racer Brown, the gall of the man, he went in and pitted. That wasn't how the strategy was meant to work. He was meant to end up behind these. There we see Gazman has been caught up by Jam. Jam on the soft tyres, Gazman on the hard tyres. Gazman now, he's on his 5th lap of those hard tyres, so he could come in and get shot of them at the end of this lap if he wanted to. Matt Psycho there, not too far behind him, also on the soft tyres, and IR Graham also hunting him down in 5th place. There is Stevie Styler in 6th. He's a little bit further back from that little fight. He's all on his own, is Stevie Styler, because there's a battle behind him between Guesty, Kale and Nox. Beautiful stuff. Noxie doing a 337.6. Oh no, Guesty having issues in the Honda. He's on the hard tyre, you see. He can't get that traction down. He's on his 3rd lap of the hard tyres. He's just got to stay cool. Just got to stay cool. He can put them soft tyres on pretty soon and start racing these guys again. Whoa, he was late on the brakes there. He's nearly lost the Honda. Homesick Alien will be liking that. Homesick Alien on the hard run also though, and he is some way back from that battle. So Homesick Alien ahead of Darren Salmon. We saw Darren Salmon having a crash into the pits, and it looks like he's also had an issue on the track, but he's got back ahead of Mika Wivery. We saw Mika Wivery overtake him But it looks like Darren Salmon back ahead of Mika Wivery. Jim Wise, he's not far off this battle, building to be something interesting. Jim Wise on those hard tyres. His fuel is flashing, so he'll be wanting to pit soon. And there is Jokus in 14th. Racer Brown then. So Gazman is gone in. Like we said, that was his last lap on those to get rid of those hard tyres. Who's he going to come out and race then? There's Guesty, Noxie, Kale. They've all gone through. Gazman's come out in 9th place behind Guesty, but Guesty is on the hard tyre. He's on his 4th lap on those hard tyres. We've still got to do this lap and the next. There we see Gazman in 9th on those soft tyres now. He's going to be like a bat out of hell, trying to get through the field to get some positions. Noxie in 7th place. Kale up into 6th. How does he do it? He looked like he was out of it at the beginning of this race. And now there he is running around in 6th. Stevie Styler in 5th, but Stevie Styler will have to see the pits. His fuel is flashing. IR Graham, he's not getting much closer to Matt Psycho. Matt Psycho out there in the Lexus. And Jam in the top Honda in 2nd spot. And Racer Brown sitting pretty at the front of the actual pack, man. He is looking absolutely fantastic, sitting there. King of the hill. We've got 11.5 minutes left of racing to go here. We believe all the top guys have used their hard tyres. There we see Racer Brown smashing out another fastest lap at 36.125. Crazy times from Racer Brown there in the Lexus. Jam's going to need to pit soon. His fuel looked like it was flashing. It just stopped flashing. How weird is that? We said Stevie Styler would have to come in. And there he goes. He's in the pits. Noxie getting through ahead of him. McCann Gazman up into 8th. Noxie, Guesty in on those hard tyres. Gazman still trying to get past Guesty on the hard tyres. There he goes. Guesty's got to be on the last lap of those tyres now. Yeah, this is his last lap to do on those hard tyres. He'll be glad to get some softs back on. Stevie Styler pitted back out there on softs. Is this to go till the end? I'm not sure. I don't know if they can go 10 minutes. That's how long we've got. 10.5 minutes left of this race. Can he make that last half tank fuel? Could possibly do it, but can those softs last 10 laps? I guess they probably could. We'll see. So Racer Brown, he's ahead of Jam. He did a 36.1 his last time around. Jam did a 37.3. So 1.5 seconds slower is Jam at this. No, 1.2 seconds slower at this point. He needs to go in and get fuel at the end of this one. Racer Brown looks like he's good to keep going. Crosses the line, 37.4. Jam, we assume, is going to nip into the pits. How far ahead of Matt Psycho? Matt Psycho looks like he can stay out. There goes Jam, taking the Honda into the pits. Matt Psycho following him in. It's going to be down to the pit crew. IR Graham staying out there for another lap. He thinks he can get some more wear out of these tyres. Is this the last lap for all of these, last pit stop for all of these guys? Kale also coming in. So Jam coming out in 3rd place. Noxie flying down the pit lane. There is Noxie up into 4th ahead of Matt Psycho. So Noxie having a fantastic race there. But can he make that? That's not going to last till the end of the race, I'm afraid. So Noxie will have to pit. Just hasn't got enough fuel in that car. Matt Psycho, is he going to try and make the move early to try and get a move going on Jam? Racer Brown, meanwhile, just driving around quite happily on his own out there in the lead with IR Graham in 2nd spot. IR Graham thinking about a pit stop in the next lap or two. Is fuel looking low? There goes Jam. We think that could be it now for Jam, and he's going to go till the end of the race. He is not that far behind IR Graham. If IR Graham pits, Matt Psycho making short work of Noxie. He's already passed. We missed that. Gazman there in 6th place. We saw he was running like 2nd on the hard tyre. So what can he do from 6th? Kale 7th, but he's got Guesty. Guesty still on those hard tyres. He'll be pleased to come in. He's made them last quite a while though. Looks like he pitted on lap 13. So he's on his 6th lap of those hard tyres. There goes Racer Brown. Racer Brown pitting. Didn't think he needed it just yet. IR Graham definitely will need to pit. Jam. How far behind IR Graham is he? There goes IR Graham. IR Graham in. Racer Brown out. As IR Graham's going in, Racer Brown is out. That's how far ahead he is. There is IR Graham. Where is Jam? Jam's coming down the start straight now. Can Jam do it? Can Matt Psycho do it? IR Graham still stationary, putting fuel into the car. And he's come out in a 4th spot. 4th place, no, 5th place. Gazman sneaking up there into 4th. IR Graham has got it all to do in the last 7.5 minutes of this race, but his tyres will be fresher than the guys ahead of him by the end. Kale there in 6th place. Noxie finally getting rid of those hard tyres. He'll be pleased. He's bound in 7th ahead of Stevie Styler in 8th. Oh no, that's Guesty, sorry. He'll be pleased to get rid of those hard tyres, but he's in 9th place. A great place for him. Homesick Alien going in, getting rid of those hard tyres. Mika Wivery out close behind, is she? Not too far, but she's in a battle with Darren Salmon. Looks like Darren Salmon just had a little tap at her rear end and then went off. So Mika Wivery, she's in doubt she's going to be. There's Jokers. Jokers getting overtaken by Jim One Wise. Jokers looks like he needs a pit. There he comes. He's coming in now. Jim One Wise going to the end, we assume, and he can see Darren Salmon and Mika Wivery just ahead of him. So rundown. In the last 6.5 minutes, we've got Racer Brown miles ahead, a country mile ahead of Jam. Jam, though, Jam has got all the pressure in the world from Matt Psycho. Lexus v Honda. So we've got a Lexus on the lead, we've got a Honda in 2nd, a Lexus in 3rd. Honda in 4th. IR Graham there in 5th for the Nissan, and he's fighting for Gazman. Gazman's dropped down a position. Gazman's gone into the pits. He knows that can't get him to the end of the race, so he's nipped in early, and there goes Kale. Never count Kale out, my word. God, I thought he was done at the beginning of this race. I thought he had no chance, and look at him. He's fought his way up into 5th place. Him and Homesick Alien had massive offs. And Kale, he's just been tenacious, and he's come through. It looks like he's 5th place. He's Gazman in 6th. He's quite a way behind. It's a run till the end now. Noxie in 7th with Stevie Styler in 8th, Guesty in 9th, Homesick Alien in 10th. Not having a great affair with that Nissan right now. In 11th we have Mika Wivery just ahead of Jim One Wise just whipped past. Oh, Mika Wivery is on the hard tyre now. She's trying to do the hard run for the end of the race, although she's getting good tow off of Jim One Wise down this straight. Is she going to try and outbrake him? No, there we go. Mika Wivery in 12th, Darren Salmon in 13th. And 14th we have Jokers. Those Nissans not looking great at the back there. So Racer Brown, less than 5 minutes to go of this race. We've got Racer Brown leading from Jam. Jam looks like he's shaken off his Matt Psycho problem. He's not as close as he was. So Jam's last lap a 36.6 and Matt Psycho's a 37.2. So yeah, the Lexus not as fast as the Honda right at this moment. IR Graham a 37.2, also his fastest so far in the race. He's trying to catch up the two ahead of him to get himself a little podium. There is Kale. Whoo, Kale doing a bit of off-road, bit of lawn mowing around Autopolis. Round 2 here for the Virtual Racers Club in the Super GT Championship, and Kale's off the road. Kale's off the road. Where is Gazman? Gazman's there. Gazman's coming towards him. Kale's back on the road again, and there comes Gazman. Gazman's got the momentum. What's Kale going to do? Kale's just trying to get the car going again. He's got that 5th place, but Gazman is hunting him down. Gazman looking in the Honda versus the Lexus, was it? Yes, the Lexus of Kale, and Gazman there in 6th, all the way up in his business, trying to get through, trying to get past. He's trying everything he can. Gazman, we're watching right now, attacking the South African of Kale. He's going to try and go up the inside of the hairpin, and does he manage it? He's got it, he's got it, he's got it. Fantastic stuff there from Gazman. Gazman then up into 5th place, but don't count Kale out yet. Kale, we saw doing one of the fastest laps of this race. literally got about 3 minutes left of this race to go. Okay, so Racer Brown leading the way into the first corner of a lap 23, trying to slow down that Lexus. Jam then holding a second spot with Matt Psycho there in third. Further back you can see IR Graham ahead of Gazman. Gazman under threat from Kale. We saw Kale making a slight mistake, having a small off, and Gazman managing to catch him right up. But there we can see in the tow that Kale coming back in the Lexus against the Honda. He's trying to find a way round. Looks like Gazman's struggling in that first corner, and Kale's going up the inside of him. They're side by side, going to turn 2, turn 3, and there we go. That's where Kale lost it, and he's just gained it back. Well done, Kale. Gazman down into 6th. This battle's going to rage on till the end of the race, I think. So in 7th is Noxie. Stevie Styler 8th. Guesty is in 9th. Homesick 10th. Jim One Wise in 11th, ahead of Mika Wivery in 12th. Darren Salmon in 13th. He's caught Mika Wivery up, and Joker's there in 12th. Racer Brown. So where was that battle? Sorry, I was watching. Kale and Gazman. We've got less than 2 minutes left of this second race here for round 2 of the Super GTs. And what a race we've had. Gazman's fuel starting to flash, but there isn't long left of this race anyway. Kale's fuel's flashing, Gazman's fuel's flashing. They're all waiting to see the big final. So Racer Brown, he's just crossed the line. This is going to be pretty much his last lap, I believe. Jam going across the line for his last lap in 2nd spot. In 3rd we have Matt Psycho. Matt Psycho does look like he's catching up Jam. Jam the last time round, a 37.4. Matt Psycho's was a 37.3. Barely anything in it. One small mistake, and they're on top of each other. IR Graham there in 4th. He can't catch him up now in this last lap. We've got a minute left of this race. Kale in 5th. He's got back ahead of Gazman. I apologise, I missed it, but Kale, yeah, no, I saw it. He did it in that corner, didn't he? Same corner he went off. So there goes Kale ahead of Gazman. Noxie in 7th. There we see Stevie Styler making it across the line with Guesty in 9th. There's still 30 seconds, over 30 seconds left of this race. Homesick Alien coming up to the last corner. He's definitely going to make it across the line there. In 11th, Jim One Wise. We saw Darren Salmon. Darren Salmon has now got ahead of Mika Wivery. Jim One Wise going around the last corner. 15 seconds left of this 40-minute race. So Jim One Wise gets across the line to do another lap. Can Darren Salmon make it before the checkered flag comes out? 3 seconds left. He's crossed the line. Is Mika Wivery, I think, has run out of time. This is her last lap. So Mika Wivery finishing 13th. Joker's coming around for 14th. So Racer Brown there taking the win. Well done, Racer Brown. Jam coming around, looks like he's going to maintain 2nd spot. So absolutely legend from Jam for 2nd spot. There is Matt Psycho, 3rd place. Take a boo, my son. IR Graham, give it all he got, everything he could, and he got 4th place out of it. In 5th, Kale. We thought he'd lost it. We thought he'd lost it on the first lap with Homesick Alien, and he tenaciously came back to get 5th spot. Fantastic. Just ahead of Gazman in 6th. Noxie coming around now in 7th place. Great race from Noxie there, great racing. So 7th place from Noxie. Stevie Styler around there in 8th in his Lexus. Just ahead of Guesty. Great racing from all of these guys, really was. It looked tough out there. 2:40 minutes at a topless and must have been a killer. There is Guesty, not far behind Stevie Styler to finish in 9th. Homesick Alien, probably a race he'd rather forget with an early spin. He was always on the back foot. He comes across to finish in 10th place. 11th place for Jim One Wise. I imagine he'll take that. Not bad stuff. In his Honda coming around the last corner. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. There we go. 24 laps. And Darren Salmon, there we see. He also in his Nissan coming around the last corner. Not quite the last corner. Whoo-wee, that drains you, man. That's some racing. I don't know what it's like to drive, but to talk about it, is hectic, so we'll pause that there. We'll have a quick rundown. I know I've taken up a lot of your time, so quick rundown and then we'll get off. So the old winner for race 2, he's done the double, and he's only gone and done the bloody double. He's got 2 wins. 2 wins in the back for Lexus. There, Lexus Brown. Just going to keep changing his name. He's gone from Monza Brown to Lexus Brown. So there is Racer Brown, a double win for him. Jam doing a great job there from his 6th on the race 1 to the podium for race 2. Fantastic stuff in the Honda. Great move for the Honda boys. In 3rd, the 2nd Lexus. Not even the top Lexus. He's on the podium. That's a very nice looking smart car there. 3-in-1 multi-day filter. I was just reading what was on the back splitter. I thought it might have been something else. So Matt Psycho finishes off your podium. He got a double podium today, a 2nd and a 3rd. So finishes your podium. Take a boo, my son. IR Graham finishing in the consolation prize. 4th spot, first of the losers. They say, well, 2nd place is first of the losers, but you don't get to taste the champagne in 4th. But a great improvement from 7th in the first race. So I imagine he'll take the points for that. And he was the top Nissan boy. So Brucey badge for that. Kale there, what a crap shot, and we're not going to get anything better than that, it seems. Dun 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 dun. So yeah, that's about as good as you're going to get for Kale in 5th place. Let me just jot that down. After a podium in the first race, 5th place isn't too bad in the second race, especially as he started quite far back and he had that massive spin with Homesick. 6th place for Gazman. Oh my, that's just as good a shot as the other one. So 6th for Gazman in the Honda, improvement from 9th from the first race, so he'll be happy with that, I am assuming a lot. So 7th, oof, 7th for Noxie in the dead sexy car, my favourite one so far this season maybe, and that's a great improvement. That's his top finish so far this season, with a 12th and a 9th from the first round, and a 10th and a 7th from this round. In 8th place we have, I prefer to have, it's not that much difference. In 8th place we have Stevie Styler. He got 4th in the first race, 8th in the second. 9th we have a Guesty. Well, that's wrong. I've done it again, and I've put the wrong thing in the wrong bit. So Noxie 7th. His top, I was lying. His top finish is 5th from race 1. What I did was write Guesty, Noxie's number in Guesty's spot. Sorry again, guys. I'm not saying you two look the same, but you've both got a Y at the end of your name, which I struggle with. I'm not too bright. So Guesty finishing in 9th, which equals his best. He finished 9th in the first round. 10th place for Homesick Alien. That's his worst finish this season so far. He's had a 9th, an 8th, an 8th and a 10th. In 11th we have Jim One Wise, but his best finish is 10th so far this season. In 12th is Darren Salmon. So we got an 11th and a 12th from this race, but we did see some good stuff from Darren Salmon, something to build on for the rest of the season. The only way is up, as Yaz says. And there's Mika Wivery in 13th place. Where are you? So 13th and 14th there for Jokus, alongside Matt Psycho, I believe, isn't he? There you go. 14th for Jokus. Beautiful stuff. Beautiful. There we go. We'll have a look. That was round 2 of the Super GT. Thank you for spending the time with us. I know it's a long one. 2 40-minute races. There was talk about doing this in two broadcasts, but it's nice to try and keep them together, I think. But we'll see. Give us some feedback. Hit like and subscribe, and send us something on the Discord. Easy to get to the Discord, www.virtualracersclub.co.uk, and at the top it says join our community. If you click that, you can come to our Discord and say, dudes, your YouTube videos are too damn long, can you just do them in segments or something? But it's nice to have both the one round together. Just think of it as a festival. Grab some beers, some nachos, sit back and enjoy yourself. Right then, I will be back again during the week for the Pacific Rim job, and after the Pacific Rim job, then there'll be Friday night's Bathurst, which is a big one. Please join us for Friday night. Don't forget about the Zingray TT time trial. It's all on the Discord. I've taken up enough of your time today, so I won't push that one. I'll wait for the Pacific Rim job to do that one. Okay then, so all I've got to say is thank you for watching. I was your commentator and broadcaster, Cam Hulto. I'll see you later. Love you lots. Bye. Be good to each other. Take care and stay away. Stay very far away from each other. Distance. It's all about distance. Bye.